Welcome to the Drew Messmer Show on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network. Join us each week as we go inside Forest Park basketball with head coach Drew Messmer. Now for the Drew Messmer Show on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at swisportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome to this week's Drew Messmer Show. And Coach, on last Thursday you took on Mater Dei at home, and on this Tuesday you took on Washington at home as well. Why don't you recap both those games for us?
Yeah. So Thursday, Mater Dei came into town. Obviously they're a 3A school now. Traditionally, they're one of our bigger rivals in the sectional, at least since for the last 10 plus years for sure. Probably 15 years since they've been in our sectional. It's kind of been a pretty big rivalry. So our guys played really, really well. It was definitely our best performance of the year, and they really did it from start to finish. We jumped out to 16-11 lead on them there in the first quarter. Got great contributions from several, all of our starters, which we went big match up that night, starting Bryson Partheimer and Luke Hauser together for the first time, all season. So those two guys, each scored, as well as our three juniors all scored in the first quarter. So it was great to see some production early on from a lot of guys. Moving on to the second quarter, we really kept the scoring pace with them. They're such a dangerous team with the Hurtis kid and their quarterback Mason Wunderlich. He's every bit of 6'7", strong, can shoot, can post. He's just a really good player. But we were fortunate enough to take a 3-point lead into halftime. Finally executed down the stretch in the second half. In the fourth quarter, just unfortunately, we hit the free throws at the end. I think we missed one free throw, having had a decent, 5-6 point lead most of the way in the fourth, and they were able to throw a three in at the horn. Just really a prayer. It wasn't a deep shot by any means, but the kid was not even looking at the rim or anything like that. So, our guys remain focused in the huddle, and I basically just told them, when you're 4-13, things haven't been easy for you all year. So don't expect anything else. Go out and fight for 4 more minutes. And our guys responded. We started the overtime on a 7-0 run, which was huge for us. We actually scored 18 points in the overtime period. Again, hitting a bunch of free throws and just kind of, icing the game down the stretch to where we came away with an 82-77 overtime victory. Like I said, it was no question that the the best performance that our guys have put on all season long by a considerable margin. Shot the ball really well, 22 of 29 from the free throw line, 8 of 10 from three. First time that we've ever, we haven't scored 82. We scored 71 against Tell City, but scoring 82 obviously allows for a lot of guys to have big nights. But we had 4 dudes in double figures, which I don't believe we've ever had. Jace Berg led us with 22. Trevor Berg had 17. Luke Hauser had 16, and Reed Howard had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. So just really good stuff there. Sophomore Brock Schuler came in and he had 5 points in that one, which was big in a high scoring game to get some points from a guy that has started to play some more minutes for us, and it was just nice to see him hit a shot. But I mean, great performance on Thursday. Fast forward, I guess to yesterday, it would be Washington comes into town. We continue doing our thing. Really, in the first half, we were up 18-7 at the end of the first quarter. Just guys came out with a tremendous amount of effort on both sides of the basketball, attacking the rim, protecting the paint. You know, I think we had 5 offensive rebounds, so maybe they're 1 at halftime. We had only turned the ball over 3 times. So just, you know, for our guys, big time strides forward in terms of, you know, how they just played. I mean, as great as what I'm saying, that as far as the best game they played against Mater Dei, they turned around and put on their best 16 minutes that they've played so far. We were able to take a 31-17 point lead into the locker room against Washington. Again, you look at the scoreboard or scorebook, and you know 7 different guys score in the first half, and you know for our team it's been a lot of Reed Howard and Jace Berg, and then maybe a couple other guys sprinkling some points in. So for us to be able to start, you know, sharing the wealth a little bit and getting guys more you know, in on the action, it's definitely nice to see. But coming out of the half, it's not that we necessarily, that I would say we came out flat, or that the turnover bug hit us again, which has happened several times. We just didn't hit shots. I mean, I think we were 2 for maybe 8 that quarter. We hit 2 threes, and they just outscored us 6-15 in that third quarter, which was tough. So they were able to cut our lead down, you know, from 14 and a half down to 5 going into the fourth quarter. Even with that being said, you know, we continued to battle. We had the lead the first half, but the Bryce United kid, I'm not sure if other guys have talked about him. I believe Doug Loudon said he set the single season 3-point field goals made record at Washington against us with his seven made 3-point field goals in that game. I'm not sure what his season total is, but really basketball. But he, you know, he didn't play as well in the first half. He had 8, but he put 19 on us in the second half. And when our team scores, you know, 20 in the half and he scores 19, it definitely presents challenges. But nonetheless, second half of the fourth quarter, we were down most of the way. We were fortunate enough that they missed a couple free throws to let us stay around. Unfortunately for us, we had a couple guys miss free throws on foul shots as well. So really just our execution in terms of from the free throw line really wasn't there. But Bryson Partnine was able to get fouled with about 8 seconds to go. When we were down 1, he hit the first one, missed the second one. They came down. Jace Berg deflected the basketball out of bounds with 2 seconds to go. Coach Miller called a timeout, drew up a play for Bryson Neidig. We defended it exactly as I asked them to. You know, I told them we're switching everything. I told them make sure they catch the ball going towards half court, not towards the rim. He caught the ball, you know, probably just inside the volleyball line, took one dribble and shot it over our, you know, 6'5" long forward Luke Hauser, and nothing but net. So it was a tough one for our guys. They were definitely, you know, disappointed after that one. But you know, that's where you get to have the conversation that, you know, basketball is a great representation of life, and just because you play well and do the thing, you know, I guess rewinding, you know, we were under our turnover mark. I believe we had 6 in the game. We shot 60% from the free throw line, which isn't great, isn't terrible. You know, our numbers look, we out-rebounded them. Our numbers would say that we probably win the game, the way that the numbers would look. So anyway, I was just telling them, you know, just because you show up and you give a great effort and do all the right things, sometimes in life that doesn't equate to a promotion or winning or great things. It's just, it is part of it. Sometimes you do everything right and you don't get the result that you want. But for us to have put together the 64 minutes that we did these past two games, I'm proud of our guys, and you know, I really think that they're building on, you know, something that could be pretty special here in a couple weeks if they can continue to fight and stick together and do those things. But us sharing the basketball is definitely, you know, a scary sight for opponents, I would think. Now we just got to learn how to, you know, maybe just get one more stop or like specifically in the Washington game, the film that we watched was the final minute of each quarter, the first, second, third, and fourth quarter, where I think we hit one shot total, which was early in one of the first, or in one of the 1 minute segments or final minute segments. And Washington scores, I think, maybe 8 points in those minutes, as well as they took the final shot in all four quarters, you know, where our guys just haven't had the discipline to hold the basketball for a little bit longer, and we'll take a shot with 25 seconds to go, whether it's a great shot or not. And, you know, those are just the big things, especially again here in March, that will, you know, they'll make or break you. So just being able to kind of highlight those things is another step in the right direction, part of the growth plan for these guys to be able to ultimately cut down nets here in just about 3 weeks.
And we're back on the Drew Messmer Show after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Miller Brusford Communications.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
At MAD, we believe in zero. Zero fathers who aren't there for bedtime. Zero mothers who miss the first day of school. Zero children who never come home. We believe in zero victims of drunk driving. With MAD, your support adds up to zero. Because we believe in a hug on the first day of school. We believe in another bedtime story. We believe in no more victims. We believe in zero.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at swisportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Drew Messmer Show. And we're joined by Forest Park Athletic Director Doug Loudon. Doug, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Doing great. With last week's overtime victory over Mater Dei for the boys basketball team and the sectional championship for the girls basketball team, it's an exciting time to be a Ranger.
Yeah, it was a great week for Forest Park. I know the boys, they've been struggling here of late, been in a lot of games. It comes down to the last couple minutes of several games that could have went either way. But to get that win in overtime against Mater Dei was a great win for the boys team, and hopefully they can take that moving forward and, gain something from that win. And hopefully, we're down the stretch now for the boys season, and you want to be playing your best basketball, come late February. So that was a good sign for sure. And then, the girls sectional this week, coming out Wednesday with the postponement on Tuesday. We had a great crowd. Great effort by our girls. And then to come out Friday and play Tell City. Again, got to rest our starters a little bit. Got some younger kids in there to get some valuable minutes and experience at the sectional level was great to see. And then to come out Saturday night, packed house. The Ranger community was in full force for sure. Our student body did a great job. And we played a very talented, very good South Spencer team that had 17 wins and very good first half. I think we had a 5-point lead coming in the third, and then the third quarter we kind of stretched it out a little bit, and then opened it up in the fourth quarter. And again, we got some of our younger girls some valuable experience at the sectional level, so it was great to see. And it was a great week to be a Ranger for sure.
And everyone knows about girls basketball and boys basketball, but I do know that you also have swimming and wrestling on right now. How are those teams doing this year?
That's right. Wrestling, they didn't have the numbers to compete as a team to win a lot of dual matches just because we only wrestled probably 8 to 9 guys. With 14 weight classes, that made it tough. We gave up quite a few forfeits, but our individuals had great seasons. Unfortunately, we were unable to advance anybody past the sectional this year. But we've got some guys coming back, had some freshmen and sophomores and juniors that gained some valuable experience this year. We're going to miss our 2 seniors that wrestled, plus our manager. Wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors. But, as far as wrestling, had a great year as far as their individuals just didn't get it done in the sectional, and unfortunately they finished their season after the sectional. Boys and girls swimming, girls just competed in the sectional over at Jasper. Boys are gearing down. Their sectional's coming up as well. But yeah, our teams aren't very large, but talking to Coach Berg, our boys finished real well in the conference meet. I think they finished with the 5th place finish out of the 13 schools, which was great, and wish them the best of luck in the sectional coming up.
And with girls competing in the regional this weekend, a lot of people are interested in what kind of ticket information do they need.
We haven't had our meeting yet. Our meeting is tomorrow at Crawford County. What I can tell you that we know for sure is ticket prices are $10, and that will be good for both games. So the first 2A regional championship will be at 4 p.m. at Crawford County with South Ripley taking on North Knox. Our game will follow at 7 p.m., so that $10 ticket price is good for both games at Crawford County. After we have our meeting tomorrow, I'm sure we will be getting ticket information. Once we have that, we will post that on our website as well as social media and to the local media as well. But like I said, they're $10. We will sell them in advance if we are allowed to, and that will be done in the main office and the athletic office. And also, if we do actually have tickets to sell, I haven't heard yet if they're going digital or paper yet. But obviously, if they give us tickets to sell, we will sell them at the boys' basketball game tomorrow night, as well as the boys' basketball game Friday night. And then in the main office and the athletic office for $10. If they are writing a check, the check should be made out to Forest Park High School. And that's basically all I have at this time. We'll have a lot more information after our meeting tomorrow at Crawford County.
Well, Doug, good luck the rest of the season, and go Rangers.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we're back on the Doug Messmer Show after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Busford Communications.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at swisportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Drew Messmer Show. Forest Park, has got a great coaching staff, and after talking to Doug, I can see why he's put together such a great staff.
That was one of the major things, whenever I got hired, as anybody does, they evaluate their staff, and they want to make sure that they've got the correct pieces to, I guess, complement or at the same time, maybe if I'm great at one thing, somebody else can bring, whatever, just, I guess, same deal, complement each other. That's something that I spent a great deal of time talking to several different people, whether it be Tom Beach or Gene Damon or Aaron Berg or whoever, just kind of having guys help advise me and steer me in the right direction. But ultimately, when I met with David Lusk, when I first got the job, I knew he was for sure a great fit. I had played, David was a freshman when I was a senior. He's a basketball junkie, and he just, he's got a commitment level that's just, exactly what you need, especially from that freshman position. He's willing to wear a ton of hats. He's taken on a lot of our huddle responsibilities, it may not seem like much when he's doing something 5 to 10 minutes a day, but it's 5 to 10 minutes a day that allows myself or someone else to focus on, more scouting or whatever it is, just focusing on stats and different stuff. So he's done a great job. Chris Atkins moving back home for the first time in several years. He's been a no-brainer. He does a great job with the social media, great with our kids. Him having head coaching experience in cross country and track has been a great benefit. It might be a different sport, but having another head coach, that's dealt with, whatever, just issues or the highs and lows or budgeting or anything. He's been there and done that. So having him be a part of our staff, and he was part of the 03 team, so he's seen success. He's been a part of our program. It has been a great asset. Keeping Phil Winkler around, 20-something years, involved about 10 years as the JV coach now. I believe this is probably his 10th year. It's a big-time asset to have somebody that's got, the experience and all that stuff. The kids are familiar with him and all that stuff as well. And then, when Kyle Schwachter, great buddy of mine, math job opens up in at the beginning of July, and he just kind of falls into our lap, and he's done a great job with our entire program. He's helped with the 8th grade, helped with the C team, and he's just kind of been a jack of all trades. He's getting his feet wet with scouting and different things like that. So he's just taken on a tremendous role. But just great guys that we definitely pursued, and we're I'm glad and blessed that they said yes and agreed to help with this thing, because it's a huge time commitment for very little pay, and that's just part of it. Basketball season's got to be the longest season of any, really, by that, especially by the time you factor in the work we do in the fall and our summer camps and all of that stuff. So just really, really, like I said, blessed to have those guys as part of our staff.
And this Friday, you get to play a team that you're very familiar with, Arizona Patriots. And why don't you preview that game for us?
Yeah, obviously it's older guys. This is an exciting game for all of us. There's no question in terms of For me, having coached there, as well as, it is what it is. I'm not sugarcoating anything with these guys. I've said Trent is the best player that you're going to play this year. He's the top, he's the top 50 player in his class, probably higher than that now. I haven't really checked that out. I just know that he's really, really good. And, we got players texting, Reed Howard's texting me, Coach, I'd like a crack at him and things like that. And that's fantastic. It's great stuff that guys get, they elevate their excitement for the game and all of that stuff when a guy like that comes into town. And I've got no problem publicly saying these things because that's what every single team is that same way, whether they want to come out and say it or not. Trent gets everybody's best crack because he's special. So it's gonna be a great moment. I've coached all those guys that I know. They're playing a couple freshmen that I never really coached in Jake Pryor and Peyton Gray, but I've been around them enough to where they'll know who I am. I know who they are. It's just gonna be fun getting back in the gym and competing against guys that I spent the last 3 years with. Being around those coaches and stuff, I still talk to Nate and Josh Westwell and John Becker realistically on a weekly basis. I mean, those are some of my best friends, especially in the industry. They're really, really good guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again now. Now on the basketball side of things, as I said, Trent's going to present a ton of challenges. He's considerably better than what he was a year ago, and he was really, really good last year. He's really taken his game to a whole nother level. The biggest things that is quite honestly his strength. I don't know that he's gotten any taller really, but he's just a heck of a lot stronger. He's able to, hold his position so much better than what he used to, as well as starting in a better position, which is a big deal. And he's so hard to guard. You can't play behind him. You can't hardly front him. You got to guard him at the 3-point line. He's shooting almost 40% from there. He's just a killer. I mean, he really is. He's a tough matchup, and they've got a lot of other guys around him that can step up and hit shots. Marcus Becker's been doing it for 2.5 years at almost a 50% rate. Just one of the best shooters that I've really ever seen. And he's got size, strength. Charlie Brentlinger is struggling a little bit, but I've seen him hit a ton of shots last year in JV. Colton Hofe has really had a strong year. Just so many good weapons. Hunter Meredith does his thing. He's shooting the ball better than what it was before, but he's just a tough dude. Handles the basketball, can guard. So, there's no question that they, in terms of talent, have as much as anybody on our schedule. They have young talent as opposed to a lot of our teams that we've played, such as, Mater Dei and North Posey and Memorial. They've had junior and senior talent, with the exception of the Elstrom kid who's a sophomore at Mater Dei. But these guys just, they definitely are a dangerous team right now, but they're going to be a scary, scary sight for the next couple of years for sure. But just looking forward to battling with those guys, and we're also going to honor the 03 team, which Coach Atkins was a part of. Matt Sisley was the JV coach on that team, as well as Nate Hawkins was the freshman coach on that. So this kind of works out as they're there to be able to kind of have them wave to the Old Forest Park crowd, and I'm sure that'll be a good moment for them as well. So we're looking forward to having that little ceremony go on as well.
And you're talking about cutting nets down, but with 4 conference games left, the Forest Park Rangers could have a lot to say about who wins the PAC.
Well, I mean, I told our guys, I guess it would have been it would have been after the Paoli game where we had a good weekend, and I just was realistic with them. I said, you guys have, I believe at that time we had 5 or 6 games left, 6 games left. And I just told them, unless you draw a certain couple of teams in the sectional, you guys will not be favored in a single game from here on out. And that's fine. So you might as well just wear that chip on your shoulder and just play the spoiler role. I mean, go in there and ruin people's seasons, you know. And I'm not going to say it's changed our demeanor. They've been working extremely hard the past month or so, you know, really kind of meeting the expectations that have been laid out in front of them. But there's no question, if they can step up and win a couple games, you know, they can derail some people's plans to be PAC champions, and hopefully, you know, we can do that to where we can reference in whether it be next year or the following year or whenever that would be, when we're in the hunt to win a conference champion, we can say, remember when these guys were here? That's what these guys are trying to do to you. You know, they're trying to knock you off and different things. So we haven't been necessarily in this role as a program a whole lot, especially this early in the PAC race. But at this point, we've got to embrace whatever role that might be. As long as we're playing hard and getting better, that's all I care about.
Well, Coach, good luck this week against Heritage Hills.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Joe.
And you're listening to the Drew Messmer Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Miller & Brosper Communications. We'll see you next week.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.